Thomas and Tim Onlu goes over a tenth of a second faster.
Hello everyone, welcome to round 9 of the Formula Trout League Premier Series. We are now at South Africa for round 9 of the championship, currently following Oliver Gibson on track. As you can probably tell, we do not have Ross here, our usual commentator, but me and Kilgore Trout will fill in his role for this round. We should do an okay job.
We need 2 commentators to fill in Ross's boots, 1 for each shoe. Yeah, hi guys. We're here today at the Circuit Kyalami. Apologies if I've already butchered the pronunciation. We're in South Africa. Formula One has returned to South Africa in this scenario, at least. Have you got any background information about this track, Alex?
I can't say I'm too prepared for that, but I know some basic things. It's very, very different to what it was back in the old days of Formula One. I think the circuit used to be a clockwise circuit, and now it's a counterclockwise circuit. So after turn 1, it just turns the other direction, completely different track. Same place, but same track name, but yeah, not really the same circuit. It's super, super high speed. I think it always was back in the day too, but you know, in these modern hybrid cars, the RSS 2021 car, it's crazy fast. I think it's the fastest track we've been round so far in the season, just in terms of relentless, you know, left, right, flat out corner, barely lifts. It's really, really exciting to watch. Oliver Gibson currently on pole, like 14.1. I'm not 100% on the lap times we would be expecting to see here in Challenger Split. I think some drives were in the 12s in a Master Split, so we might just see mid-13s, low 13s at the end of qualifying. But yeah, it should be an exciting race. Oh, as I said, Gibson improves his time to a 13.7, so already in the 13s, and the grip will not be at its maximum level yet as qualifying progresses.
Yeah, it's a very interesting circuit, and it's surprising how well it suits these cars as well. I mean, it might be a struggle to see overtakes on track, especially depending on the tyre compound at the time. But yeah, speaking of tyre compounds, what were your thoughts on strategy tonight? I mean, I think the doors are wide open, really, for maybe 1 stop, 2 stop.
Yeah, so it's a really important point that actually we've recently changed to the V3 of the RSS Formula Hybrid. The update has been provided just after Spain, I believe, last round out, and it has completely overhauled the tyres of the car. The wear rates are much, much higher than they used to be. Especially like as the tyres long into the tyre life. They have a cliff almost like the real life tyres did in Formula 1. So yeah, I think we might actually see some 2 stops, because unless the drivers are starting on the harder C2 going on to the hard C1, I think they're going to have to try the C3.
Sorry to cut across, but there's been contact between both Lioneers cars quite a couple of times. Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there.
We see Gibson going to the pits and Wilhelm's going very, very slow. I'm not sure where he is on the track, but I'm not sure if he's run out of fuel potentially.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think he's pulling off to the side of the roll. So I think Case Wilhelms must have run out of fuel, 10 minutes into qualifying, so that's disaster for them. Obviously, Lioneers completely dominating the team championship this season. I believe they only need to score a 9th position finish, and no matter what any other team can do, what any other drivers can do, they're guaranteed to win the championship. Obviously, Jace Merrick, as he just goes on pole, beating Gibson's time by just under a 10th of a second. He might be one of the favourites to win here. He's been setting really good times in practice, but no matter what he does, unless the BAC Racing scores a 1-2 in the next 3 rounds, Lioneers should be able to take the championship. But yeah, Wilhelm's pulled off to the side there, 4 minutes 40 seconds to go, and looks like he's run out of fuel.
Yeah, that's exactly that. It's very interesting. I just heard from the pit wall. Yeah, so Williams ran out of fuel. His teammate tried his best to push him into the pits, but yeah, I think it's just a bit of a mess, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Might
that's
be the end to Case's qualifying, maybe.
yeah, definitely unfortunate. I know in the championship, obviously it's been as I think Gibson is going to attempt to push Case back into the pit lane. This is definitely something new. Now the rules obviously forbid contact between cars, but unless it's reported, I think he should be able to get away with that one as Case goes back into the pit lane, and might be able to get back out again. It's a new one for me. I'm not sure if you've seen that before, Kilgore, but yeah, fair play, good teamwork.
I've definitely seen it before in league races, but I can't say I've seen it at this point in a championship fight. You know, you can't. I mean, these guys are looking to head into the master split next season with the promotion here. You got to iron out these mistakes.
Yeah, it's definitely something you don't want to do. You know, you do that in master split, and no offense to the challenge split guys, but the times are a little more spread here. You know, you can set a lap earlier on and can be further up the grid. You do that in master split, and you'll probably be starting last. So definitely not what you want to do. Yeah, and it's interesting what you say about the teamwork as well. It's as much a drivers' championship as it is a teams' championship. Some drivers, some teammates, you know, might see the teammate pull off to the side and think, "Oh, great, I can qualify 5 places ahead of him." But yeah, clearly Lioneers with a driver owner Wilhelms getting a push from his teammate to help him get back to the pits. So it's good to see.
Yeah, these guys are closely knit. It's a really nice team environment that we've got at Oxygen. Everyone helping each other out. Yeah, Lioneers really kind of proven that teamwork makes the dream work.
You can say that with the amount of points gap they have to BAC Racing. I think it's around 80, 100 points at least. So yeah, it definitely showed. We're just following Alexander Kron here. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's one of our new drivers. I'm not 100% on how to pronounce the team name. Supernal? Supernal?
Yeah. I I had to run this round my mind a couple of times. Supernal sounds right. Supernal? I don't know.
Sounds like a dishwasher tablet. But yeah, it's a new team, new livery, which I think is very nice. A nice blue and you could say gold, but then it's a matte car, so kind of a off yellow. But it's a very, very nice livery. They've got, I believe, 2 cars on track. We've got Kron and Herrero. Although I think Herrero did race last race, so I think this is their second race. But yeah, I mean, Kron is right up there in the timesheets. Only 6/10 off Merrick in P1, just in the last minute of qualifying we're about to get to.
Yeah, Merrick goes fast as setting. I mean, 2 fast first sectors, purple in sector 1 and 2. Slow in sector 3, but I don't think that'll matter too much at this rate.
So I believe he's on a lap now, but there is a car right in front of him. Not sure who that is, or if they're on a fast lap as well, but the traffic for Jace will not be ideal. He's going to have probably some dirty air through, I believe this is the Sunset Curve. Flat out in qualifying. 4th gear through here, but yeah, through here, through the S's, he's going to be super, just a dirty air from the car in front's really going to disrupt him.
I have to say, when it comes to voting for the best livery at the end of the season, other than obviously, you know, voting for my own, like the BAC livery is definitely a top contender. It's just the colour scheme works so well.
Oh, Jace is side by side in qualifying. Oh, as he makes contact.
Oh, come on, Jace, get your head in the game.
Now, I'm not sure what the car in front of him was doing. If they were on a fast lap, I mean, clearly they were not moving out the way. That was... What's that? Yeah, he's pitted now, so I'm not sure if he pitted as a result of the contact or...
Oh, most definitely. He's not going to do another run after that.
But Jace is currently on pole with Gibson and Willems both in the pit lane, so unless someone else can beat his times, we have Davlianze out to cross the line. Don't think he will be able to make any difference to the order. Qualifies in 15th. Few cars to cross the line now. I'm not sure who's gained positions there. A few positions in the midfield there, but yeah, that looks like Merrick on pole unless Merrick on pole unless Herrero can do something. No, as he comes into the pit. So yeah, our order will be for South Africa. Will be Merrick, Gibson, and then Owens in P3, which is a really great job. He's only recently joined the league, and yeah, making an impact already. I've just dragged the stream over to the side. So the new driver for Supernal, not sure how to pronounce your team name. Sorry, is Mason Owens. So yeah, did a really good job there.
So it's worth noting, all drivers in the top 10 on the C3 tyre, besides Case Williams, who's opted for the C2 in P9.
So that might really pay off for Case, because I know the tyres have been really difficult, but Case starting all the way down in, I think, P6, P7, maybe even lower.
Yeah, there's only a couple of others using opting for the alternate strategy. Esteban with the C2, and Sandro as well, and Mark. So yeah, ones outside the top 10 really, just kind of throwing the dice maybe, and maybe they've got something to sleep. Maybe they know something we don't know, but a lot of drivers don't like to opt for that strategy, at least at the start, because who knows what happens in turn one. They might have to pit, and if they've already used their kind of, long stint tire, the last thing they want to do is put another set on.
Yeah, obviously you have to run the two different compounds, so it's not like you can do C2. So yeah, the drivers, some will be on the C3s. We will see. The lights come on now. I don't know if you want to do the start kill car or me.
I really don't, but I'll go with it.
Yep.
So 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 light in this instance. Cars are revving, and away we go. It's a good start from Jace. Oliver's not too far by his side, but it looks like Jace is pulling away in the second part of the stint. No, wait! They look side by side. It was a bit of a instance at the back. But it looks like Oliver might just actually pip Merrick here as we embrace the first lap. It looks like everyone managed to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, there was some contact, I think, just at the race start, but everyone seemed to get away after that okay. Yeah, Gibson into the lead, lap 1, going around the outside of Merrick. Really great job there.
Very brave, very good driving from both of them, keeping it clean. Don't like this.
Oh, there's 2 cars off there. Who's that? I think it's Stephen Fox and someone else into the grass there. It was a disaster for him. But guys at the front seem to be getting away fine. Already a 7/10 gap to Merrick behind.
Yeah, quite a lot of drivers getting collected there. I see Mark Ruiz. Sorry about the pronunciation. Herta, sorry.
As Willems looks on a move on a Panchotopoulos here. That's probably not how you do his name, but I'll give it a go as he looks to the inside of turn 1. But yeah, almost. Oh no, as Case does make the move down the inside. I thought we'd have a repeat of lap 1 there with Gibson and Merrick, but yeah, Willems managed to get down the inside and then keep the position. Oh, there's a car off there. Oh, Spencer Owens made a mistake potentially. I don't know if there was contact, but drops down to P7.
Yeah, Willems getting a really good first 2 laps there. up into P4. Merrick actually down to P3. What's happened there? Owens in P2. One of the Owens at least.
Yeah, sorry, missed that on the stream. Not sure what happened there. I don't know if he made a mistake or Owens just overtook him, but
I mean, there's a bit of a gap difference now. So maybe Merrick did make a mistake. Owens is like nearly 2 seconds behind Gibson.
yeah,
or maybe not. Sorry, that's a bit blurry on my end.
apologies. Yeah, it's roughly 1 second to Owens from Gibson, and then another second to Merrick. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Obviously, Merrick's been involved in quite a lot of early lap incidents, really compromising his races. It's definitely not over yet, but not the start he'd want, dropping from pole position down to third just after lap 3, the beginning of lap 3. DRS will be activated now, so we'll start seeing some overtakes form, hopefully.
So at this rate, if Oliver Gibson goes on to win this race, it will put him at the on the top spot of most driver wins in the Challenger split. That's a nice record to have.
Yeah, definitely.
With 5 wins, that is. He's currently tied with Agnes Rositis, who's both of them on 4. Agnes obviously in the master split now.
Sorry, I'm just watching Jace here. He's closed right up to Owens again through that middle sector, and we will have the DRS on this lap, I believe. Maybe too far to be able to do anything, but actually, saying that, he's just 6/10 through here. You can see how close he is to the car in front.
I mean, that's one thing I have to hand to Jace, is that he's relentless in the sense he doesn't give up. I mean, maybe that's a blessing and a curse as well, because maybe he just keep pushing until his tyres are shot, but he is thirsty. He knows he has the capability to beat Gibson. Just can't let those mistakes get the better of him.
They get right up close to the back of Owens there into turn 1, look to the inside, but not able to do anything. Super close still, but the dirty air is going to kill him now. As you see, it's just a lift through here. Gets right on the outside curb, drops back almost 6/10 when he was just a 10th behind. I think Gockman and Panjatopoulos here are battling pretty hard the same way. As Gockman looked to the inside there, not a place you would typically make a move, but you need to be keeping it. Oh, as he's gone wide. Gockman goes wide, might let Owens through. Yeah, so Owen's gone through. Gockman's dropped down to P7 after he was just looking at P5 with Panjatopoulos. Merrick, again, 7/10 to Owens in front. But, oh, I just realised we have 2 Owens, which makes things a little confusing.
Yeah. I thought it was a graphic issue at first, but...
So Merrick is just 4/10 behind. He will have the DRS, but he make a move here into turn 1. Now stays behind for another lap. Owens guns were a little wide though, and Merrick's on the inside. But nothing he can do. Owens closes the door, takes the line he's entitled to do, and yep, defends. Really great driving there from both of them.
I mean, Gibson isn't exactly running away with it.
No, definitely not.
Within sight. And all of them on the same strategy, so it is just a case of, you know, Gibson has to look after his tyres, but, you know, try and pull away at the same time.
Yeah, you can see the onboard from Gockman here, how much he has to lift through the S's. The dirt, yeah, really affecting him, just massive understeer. You say you have to look after the tyres. You don't want to be stuck behind a car like that in that section, because it's just going to overheat the tyres.
Ooh, he goes for a brilliant move there. You almost thought
He's gone wide. Oh, and he spins.
Oh, no. It's a shame. I thought he nearly had that move signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah, just a little overeager. Just round he goes. Merrick again close to Owens through turn 1. Sorry, Kilgore.
I was gonna say I get Kota vibes from that last corner every time.
Yeah, it's quite tight onto a long straight. It's
Yeah.
Panjatopoulos and Owens and who's Who's this? Tolosa.
Another nice livery there.
I think it's one of our new drivers. Apologies if not. I don't think I've seen you racing here before. Yeah, 3 cars here within a second of each other, but I'm going to see as they go through this middle sector again, just the gaps are going to extend. Look, we've got 4 tenths entering the S's, and then once we get to the end, 5 tenths. So lost 2 tenths through there. A little lock up of the brakes. As Merrick is just 2 tenths behind Owens here. DRS open, looks to the inside, looks to the outside, then to the inside, side by side. It does, he spins. No.
Oh dear.
Willie, as Wilhelms is gonna, yeah, Wilhelms gets past as well. So Merrick down to P4 from P3.
I mean, it's as plain as day. Yeah, like kind of obvious me stating this at the moment, but at this rate, Lioneers are looking to take championship in this race. Obviously, all they need to do is just score points.
It looks like Tolosa has made a mistake. He's dropped down to P8. Sorry, Kilgore.
No, I think my point there was made.
He's managed to keep it going okay, but he did seem to make a mistake. I don't know if there was contact. Gottman's made his way up back up to P5, so I think there might have been contact between 3 or 4 cars there, but everyone seems to be okay. Not too much gap, no damage from anyone, so they can keep it going. But yeah, as we just saw, Merrick made the mistake into turn 1. I don't know if he has damage from that, but just got a little too much on the curb, I think, and just span the car around. I know in my practice here, you touch that curb too much, the inside curbs in that first sector, and it will just spin the car around. He was to the inside, seemed to be, he would have the inside for the next corner as well, so might have been able to make that move. Stickers Owens goes off.
Oh no, I think this is going to be a recurring thing. Oh,
Chases round.
Oh no. But he got well excited as soon as he saw the opportunity, and then he also spun.
Sorry, we missed that there. We just saw him spin, I think, just off camera, but I don't know if he was reacting to Owens off the track, if he saw him re-entering and panicked, or maybe it's just the damage, I'm not sure. But yeah, Owens made a mistake. Looked like Merrick was going to get back up to P3, but this allowed Wilhelms to get up to second, as you were saying. We've now got a 1-2 for Lioneers.
I mean,
as Merrick's dropped another position to Gottman, so he must have massive damage. Yeah, you can hear him, just how slow he is through here.
it's a shame to see Merrick just off form like this, because I mean, the way things are going, chances are he will probably end up in the master split next season, alongside the likes of Lioneers. So yeah, he will have to pull his socks up for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely got the pace, but just errors like this as he goes around again. He must have high damage. Obviously, we did say the tyres wear more. They'll be hot, they'll be worn, so he's definitely going to have to pit this lap. But disaster, gone from P3, fighting for P2, all the way down to P8 in just a few laps. Yeah, as he will pit now. See what tyres he goes on to. He's obviously on the C3 tyre now, which is the softest compound I expect people will be running. Be interesting to see what tyres he does come out on. Gibson in the lead, 8 seconds, so Wilhelm's behind, and that's his teammate. So, perfect race for him so far.
Yeah, and the Lioneers boys just putting through there, 1-2, which has been a kind of a recurring theme, has it not? Yeah.
I mean, no, you say that, it's almost the same, Case, Gibson maybe fighting for the lead, and then Case maybe an error or a mistake or just unlucky, and then, yeah, he finds himself further down the order, but then come lap 10, 1-2.
Yeah.
Ideal for Lioneers here. Merrick's come out all the way down in P13, just 3 tenths behind Mangini, but this traffic's going to be really bad for him. I think he's on the C2 tyre. Yeah, so the C2 tyre, so he'll be expecting to pit again. I doubt the C2s will go 35 laps here. What will he be able to do? Obviously, you can have an undercut, but if you have to pit again and you're stuck in traffic.
Well, that's the exciting thing, is that the strategy is completely open. I don't think it's certified what's going to pull through. Who knows? Jace might just benefit from this.
Sorry, Kilgore Owens has made another mistake, dropping down to P4, letting Gottman through. So Gottman down up into P3 now. Owens P4 with Spencer Owens, his teammate, right behind. I'm going to assume they're brothers. Might be wrong, but probably the same team, same driver, same surname. I'll assume they're brothers. But yeah, Merrick still behind Mangini, making a move into turn 1. Hopefully he won't repeat what he did before. No, he seems to be okay this time, as Mangini actually has a snap of oversteer into turn 1. Yeah, so Merrick P11 now. Alexander Cron, one of our newer drivers, P13. He pitted just a few laps ago. I don't know if he made a mistake which triggered his pit stop, but the tyres will be starting to wear now as he's on the C2 as well.
Yeah, going back to Spain 2 weeks ago, Gochman finished in P2, right behind Oliver Gibson, ahead of Jace Merrick. So this guy, you know, has a taste of champagne, virtual champagne. But yeah, let's see if he can catch up to Williams and put a bit of a flame underneath him.
Was Herrero pits here. He was right behind Davlianze, and he's decided to try the undercut as he just locks the brakes into the pit lane there. Manages to keep it out the wall, but very, very close there. I know just while we were watching that, Mason Owens has pitted too, come out in P6, so he will be battling with his with the other Owens here for P4 at the moment. Assume as he comes out when he will come out the pit lane.
That is the battle we all want to see. Owens v Owens, which one comes out on top?
Merrick's made his way up to P9, back in the points here. Past Herta there. These C2 tyres definitely working out for him. We were saying before the race it would be really difficult to overtake, but with this tyre advantage, he is moving up the field okay, but not the easiest track to overtake, definitely. We can see the cars dropping back in the middle sector before.
Well, Case will be doing everything he can to try and steal P2 from Jace in the championship, because he has that possibility. Admittedly, it's a tough call, because we've got the dropped races as well, so 2 of the worst results will be removed from each driver.
Ooh, lock up for Woodward there into the last corner. He's just behind Owens here. Lapped car in the way between them now. Not sure who that is. Maybe Stephen Hepner? Yeah, but this will be helping Owens actually, because he's clear of the traffic. The lapped car, he's through now. Obviously didn't help him before, but should have a clean track in front of him. Able to make some, put some good laps in now. As Davlianze has made a mistake, promoted Merrick up to 8th. Merrick not doing too bad here, but he is around 40 seconds behind Gibson, so after the pit stops, you know, still not really in touching distance anymore. I'm not sure if you can share this, Kilgore, but obviously you have very, very close discussions with the Linears guys, part of the Oxygen team. Are they going to be doing a 2-stop? Because a lot of drivers here are talking about the 2-stop, but unless we actually know.
I think we're just playing it by ear at the moment. I mean, as things are going, I think we'll stick to Plan A.
Plan A.
Maybe Plan A plus 2, depending on you know, how Gibson's feeling.
Yeah, so he just laps and just Poulos there, I think. I mean, he has a 10-second gap. We were saying this last week at Spain. You know, the undercut's always a risk, because Merrick pits again. I'm not sure if he's decided. Why is Merrick pitting?
Oh no, that's not good, is it?
I'm not sure if he had damage, if he had contact with someone, or he's just decided to go into the C1 tyre there. So only 5 laps, I believe he did on the C2. So I'm not sure what's happened there. No, I don't know what that was at all. Huh. Do you know anything, Kilgore?
Say that again, sorry?
Merrick just pitted onto the C1s, so after only 5 laps on the C2.
I couldn't tell you why.
No.
But, I mean, this helps Case's chances at reclaiming the second spot in the championship. That's for sure. At this rate, if Merrick doesn't finish in the points and Williams finishes second, he will only be 5 points behind.
Yeah, shows you how quickly the tables can turn.
Yeah, the turn can tables.
The turn can tables, yeah. But yeah, as what I was saying, at Spain, you know, Gibson has a 10-second gap. He can, the undercut risk is there, but he can just wait. You know, car pits behind him, might be 2 seconds a lap faster, and he still has 5 laps to decide if he wants to pit or not. So, really, as you said, we've got Willems in P2, and then another 10-second gap to Cockman, so we could almost come out in 2nd or 3rd place from the pit stop.
Well, at this rate, Gibson is 2 seconds a lap faster than Jace. You know, considering Jace has put on 2 new sets of tyres. I mean, admittedly, yeah, that's Oliver on the C3 compound, but I don't know.
There's a car off in front here, one of the lapped cars, I think. Oh no, it's Luca Mangini who's made a mistake. So Merrick has to pass Mangini again. Not good for his chances. Yeah, I think Merrick's been lapped as well by Gibson now, so unless some miracle happens, you know, unless Gibson makes a mistake or there's some kind of red flag or something as he gets right up close to... almost loses the car on the curbs.
He's in his own head now. You can see it. He's trying to outdrive the car, which, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know how it ends. So, driver refueled, eh? What's this?
Who's this?
Spencer Owens, lap 15, driver refueled.
Oh, Gibson pits.
Pitting.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that for Spencer Owens. Unfortunately, as we've seen before, if a driver refuels in the race, which is strictly against the rules, the penalty is disqualification. I'm not sure if it's my place to say that, but yeah, that's...
Sorry to cut across, but obviously Williams on the C2 tyres, he'll be staying out longer than Gibson, if all goes according to plan. Gibson now on the C2.
Traffic in front of him, but it's only in P2, all the way up in P2 after his pit stop, so ahead of Gottman, only behind his teammate Willems, who is obviously going to have to pit. He needs to run the 2 compounds.
So, considering Gibson pitted on the lap 15, I mean, I think it goes without saying the strategy, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, probably a 2-stop, definitely. I think you know, but you're not saying. Yeah, the C2's probably not going to last another 30 laps, but you never know. Could be C3, C2, C3. Is that a possibility, Kilgore?
Oh, imagine if we had like safety cars and stuff. So that would just spice things up and like, who knows?
I know it's definitely changed things up though. This new update from RSS Racing Studio completely changed the car, changed the strategy. I think every race up to now, the winning strategy has been a 1-stop. So yeah, it's a few cars pitting early now, probably gonna have to do a 2-stop. So interesting to see how that's gonna turn out. Don't know if someone's gonna try a 1-stop. The C1 tyres we do know last a long time before, but will they last long this time? Yet to find out. Ron is right behind Hertz here for P7. 6 tenths behind. No DRS down this straight, just in the end of the middle sector. Quite a big corner at the bottom. Easily flat out in these cars, but yeah, the DRS not enabled there just in case there's any accidents. But for the long start-finish straight with the kink, we do have the DRS. Just 4 tenths behind into the last corner now. Might be able to make a move. We'll see. Tucked up right behind him now with the DRS. Looks to the inside alongside before the braking zone. But yeah, just too tight on the inside. Nothing he can do. Herta just holds his line as usual and keeps the position in front, and it'll just repeat. You know, unless Herta makes a mistake, Kron will just have to sit behind him. No way you can overtake in this middle sector.
It's worth pointing out Jace Merrick just 1:16.2 on the C2. Well, not this lap, but the last lap.
Yes.
He is able to extract some time from it.
Yeah, he's definitely matching. He's matching Gibson in P2, who's on the different tires. Okay, Willems has just dropped behind Gibson. I don't know if it was a mistake there or he just let him through, but I think there was a bigger gap than to allow an overtake. So sorry who missed that, but yeah. So Gibson back up into the lead, already pitted once. Seems to be going pretty well for him so far. As we were just watching Kron before, he was, 3-4 tenths into turn 1, now 8 tenths at the end of the lap. So drop back in that middle sector and just not able to keep up to Herta in front. We'll have to DRS again, but no way you can make a move from this far back unless it's quite an enthusiastic dive. Yeah, nothing he can do in the braking zone, just take his normal line, follow him around for another lap unless he makes a mistake.
So yeah, Case comes into the pit now. He was 6 seconds slower in the first sector, so yeah, a mistake might have been Case. Oh, I didn't want to say that word.
Ha ha, hilarious. Yeah, so Case into the pit lane now. I imagine he'll be going onto the C1 tyres. Kron right behind Herta here in this middle sector. We're talking about the dirty air, but really not affecting him now because he's just 3 tenths behind. But not able to make any progress here. Still in P8.
You'd expect him to go onto the C1 tyres, but Case instead has gone onto the C3.
Oh, as Kron just goes oversteers there, yeah, into the grass. Yeah. Keeps it going, but
Kron takes the Joker lap.
Yeah. Not what you want to do. That's put Fox just a second and a half behind him. As Merrick is right on the tail of Herta. Fox actually now, so a lot faster. Don't know if he'll be able to overtake. We've not really seen much overtaking unless you have a massive tyre advantage, but I believe Jace may have a massive tyre advantage now.
Yeah, he's did a 1:16 flat in the last lap, so fastest of all so far on the C1 especially. So
Fox defends the inside, but Merrick's going around the outside. Sorry, Kilgore's cut across, but tries the switchback, not able to do anything. Will Merrick look up the inside? No. Oh, so close, and they touch.
Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
Jace is round again on the exit. Manages to stay out of trouble, but drops to P11. Not what you want to see. Just incident after incident. I don't want to say mistake after mistake, but that's kind of what's been happening, unfortunately.
It's not looking in his favour. Let's just say.
No, I mean, he's got impressive pace, definitely, but Fox on the older tyres just a little close through the corner, misjudged the speed of the car and just had, I don't know if he touched or maybe he just tapped the brakes and it unsettled the car to back off, but yeah, disaster there. Owens and Toulouse here are just swapping positions. I don't know if one of them just pitted or... Sorry, I'm not too sure what happened there, but he's gained 1.5 seconds already. I think Toulouse went wide there. Oh, this is Omicron Racing, sorry. Yeah, this is one of our new teams, definitely. Joined at this round, I believe. Quite an interesting livery. Quite easy to confuse with the Lioneers, maybe. But a bit of a Sauber and Williams situation from a few years back. But yeah, definitely a very interesting livery. Quite high contrast, orange and black.
There's the silver on the back. I think it pops. It works.
Yeah, definitely.
Worth pointing out that Oliver managed to get into the 15s with a 1:15.6. Jace, yeah, I mean, I don't know why we keep comparing the two, only because they're the top two contenders.
I mean, it's unfortunate. You tune in right now and it may look like, well, Merrick's, down in P11, why are you comparing them? But for the start of the season, it was basically the Gibson and Merrick show, back and forth between them. The championship was real neck and neck at one point, but the last 3 or 4 rounds, just Gibson's extended the gap. I think 70 points roughly now, 50 points. No, maybe not that much.
It's getting a bit ridiculous. It's 36 points at the moment.
Okay, so not too much, but a DNF from Gibson would obviously change everything. But so far in the season, I think this is how many wins in a row now?
We've had 3 wins in a row, 3 second places. Yeah, I mean, Oliver has driven a pretty competitive drive, something similar to Max Verstappen. Constantly getting podiums. Hasn't DNF'd either, so it's very consistent.
Yeah, and
this is what you need.
We have those drop points, but yeah, as you say, Merrick's well into his drop points, having a few poor results, and then Gibson here just win after win after win, points after points. I think maybe a good comparison is Mick Schumacher back in Formula 3. Okay start to the season, and then you hit the midpoint, and it's just comfortable with the car, comfortable with the team, and then just win after win after win, and that's clearly what Gibson's been doing this season.
Yeah, I hear that's a very common theme with Mick Schumacher. But anyway, on to different comparisons. One that we should be looking out for: Ali Gochman and Case Williams. Ali is slowly eating away. His last pit stop, especially after Case's what we assume is a 6-second mistake. Ali's definitely managed to eat away at the gap, and now has gone from 12 seconds to 15 seconds to 6. As well as that, you've got Mason Owens only 2 seconds behind him. So yeah, it's all heating up in this mid-section of the race. Stick with those guys.
Yeah, I think the second round of pit stops will be on the way here. It's going to change everything, because some cars might be trying the one stop, but some will definitely have to stop again. Just what you're talking about, the gap to Willems there from Gochman. Gochman was held up then by one of the lap cars, didn't move out the way through the S's, and then he had to go up the inside to compromise his line through the hairpin. So unfortunately for him, that lap traffic's making a difference. But yeah, Gochman, even with that traffic, gained I think 4 or 5 tenths that lap. So still getting closer, but traffic again. He looks to the inside of the traffic to say, look, I'm here, let me through, but not moving out the way as he has to go down the inside as the traffic tries to hold the line. Just not what you want to see, obviously. We do have blue flags here. I think 3 corners, the rules say you have to move out the way or you may face a penalty. Yeah, some drivers maybe not respecting the blue flags here. Flashes on the dashboard, isn't it? Well, flashes at the side of the screen in Assetto Corsa in sim racing, but yeah, drivers not respecting blue flags. As Gochman's dropped a second to Willems there. As Merrick's, I think, made another mistake at the last corner. Zassi was just back up into the points in P10, but made a mistake. Yeah, 124 there, so 7 seconds he lost there. So unfortunately, 21 laps to go. Not really sure what Merrick will be able to do here, but ideal for Gibson, ideal for Lioneers. 26 seconds gap to his teammate, and 7 seconds to Gochman behind him, so very, very strong 1-2 here. Obviously all to play for, but...
So I was going to say, it's not like Jason put in the practice as well. He's putting, a generous amount of laps. It's just this track in particular is testing drivers. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt in this case.
No, this is Oliver. I'm sorry. Sorry. No, it's a really good point. This track is, as I said before, it's super high speed, and if you look, grass either side. Not much runoff area here. You go wide, you're in the grass, not the runoff area, not concrete. So yeah, really punishing track. You make the smallest mistake, run a little bit wide, and it costs you a lot of time. The big curbs, clip them too much, you spin. So yeah, really punishing some drivers here. Quite high rates of attrition so far.
I mean, like you said, the curbs. It's almost like if anyone's raced around Barcelona. Just imagine that, but at high speed. And when I say Barcelona, I mean like the Assetto Corsa version, where like you just can't, you can't even like go near the curbs.
Involved with Davianze, he's just 1.9 seconds behind Herta, but Banchia behind him is just a second. Oh, as he runs wide out the last corner. I don't think that's the line, but maybe just locked up the brakes. The last corner is a little different here. You compared it to Road America, Cota. It is a bit of an odd corner. It's very uphill. and then it crests as you come over, so you have quite a lot of grip on the midpoint of the corner, and then as you leave, yeah, it falls away from you. Davlianze's gone off, dropped to P14 just as we were following Panjatopoulos there. In the grand scheme of things, no points awarded for 13th or 14th, but you know, you want to finish up as high as possible, and yeah, a bit of a shame there for Davlianze. Gibson another 15.9, so really great laps here. I think he's on the C2 tyre for 10 or so laps now, but still working his merit pits again. What tyres he goes on to, clearly these C1 tyres, he's only been running for around 15 laps, not very happy with them as he goes into another set of C1s, so this must be to the end of the race. Drivers pitting around him will be one to watch to see how it forms, how the gaps form when he does pit, but yeah, gets lapped I believe by Wilhelms there, yeah, so Gibson and Wilhelms lapping Merrick there, so really difficult. You know, I think any driver, when you get lapped by one of your closest rivals, it's a bit disappointing to say the least.
Yeah, it's a bit sore, but I mean, what he's got to take away from the season is the fact that it's his first season, you know, with a fairly competitive, competitors.
No, definitely. I mean,
about a word.
I don't want to disrespect. Well, not disrespect. I don't want to upset any drivers from like last season, but I think this is definitely one of the most competitive grids at the top, at least. Last season we did have Agnes, a few other drivers battling, but I think this season's really been back and forth between a few drivers consistently. You know, who's going to win, we don't know until Gibson started to run away with it a little bit. But I think, yeah, as you say, it's a definitely competitive grid. You know, you compare the times to Master Split, they're not far off. And this is our Challenger Split, so drivers which are, you know, working their way through the ranks, trying to get up into the Master Split. But some drivers here, for their qualifying times, would be top 10 Master Split times, and you can definitely do a lot there. So,
exactly that. These guys, well, it's his first season, and chances are he's going to end up in the Master Split next season. So, you know, his performance doesn't go unnoticed. It's a shame that, you know, at the latter part of the season, you know, I'd say there's been a dip in quality, but you know, I'm sure he'll come back strong next season. Especially, you know, depends on the car as well. It might suit him more.
yeah, this car's been quite a departure from some of the last season's cars, because we've lost a lot of that rear downforce. We were discussing this with Ross last race, sorry. Yeah, the rear downforce has been noticed. Next season will probably, I can't confirm anything, obviously it's not my place to say. I've heard rumours of a new RSS 2022 car based on the new 2022 Formula 1 regulations, which will be completely different again. You know, a lot of ground effect aero there, so yeah, some drivers better in other cars than others. Seen it before, you know, I think you definitely a good example. You've seen a lot of that in your many seasons that you've raced Formula Trout in the past. Some drivers one season might be podium finishes, and then the next season outside the points. So
yeah, I think Paul Magsa is a great example of that.
Yeah, definitely. He's,
no offense, Paul. No offense.
No, I mean, I think it's fair to say he was, you know, wheel to wheel with Hammerlink back in season 6, I believe it was, finishing first in the championship.
Brilliant season. One of the best. Literally one of the best seasons.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to watch some really great races, season 6 Formula Trout, watch them. They're all on our YouTube channel. Definitely worth a watch just to see how close they are. Monza, quite a spicy one, which resulted in both the drivers receiving penalties. Neither of them won, but that was a great scrap between the two. So Woodward gets right behind Cron here, looks to the outside turn 1. Nothing he can do, looks for the switchback. Yeah, but yeah, what you were saying with Magzai, you know, right up the top, and then the last few seasons, just a little further back, he obviously still has a lot of speed, qualifying really impressive, having some great wheel-to-wheel fights with some of the top guys, but yeah, just the results not being there. He's definitely, unfortunately, not a championship contender the last few seasons.
Yeah, and that's you know, that's what the car can do to you.
Yeah.
It just either suits your driving style or it doesn't. You either adapt or you can't.
I mean, some drivers definitely more adaptable than others, but some drivers will just have unbelievable speed in certain types of cars, certain characteristics some cars have, and their driving style just fit perfectly to that. Whereas other drivers might be a little bit slower, but if they can do that in every car, obviously it's a big difference. But we've just been joined by Maximilian Younger, who cannot talk for some reason, but he's here.
I can talk. Hello.
There we go. Hello.
Yes, I've joined you for some late commentary if still needed.
Yeah. You've been watching the race so far, Maxi? Any thoughts? Any opinions?
Pretty much the whole race I've been watching. Seems like the usual. Gibson running away with it at the moment, 30-second lead. So pretty amazing. I was actually thinking, compared to a lot of the other drivers in Challenger, he might not be quicker in terms of one lap pace often, but he's just so consistent and doesn't really make mistakes, which allows him to pull these massive gaps on people's road.
Yeah, maybe we should force him into the master split, into a solo driver role. What do you think about that?
I don't think that. I think he wants to stay and win this title, and then I think next season, at least privately, when we have chats, he'll be very happy to be in master split for the next season.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, it's only lap 30. He's 29 seconds ahead of Willems here as a Cron pits just as Woodward is about to make a move there. Yeah, he's almost a second a lap faster. Obviously, some other cars have been in incidents, but yeah, that's a net 1 second a lap faster every lap. The consistency is there and the speed is there. So yeah, definitely showing his pace, showing his worth to master split drivers. He will be there next season, more than likely, I imagine.
I think, when you look for a driver, that's what you look for. Like, at least, you can speak. Well, you both can speak on that as well because you're all team owners. We're all team owners here. But like, at least personally, when I look for a driver, I want him to be like that, like very consistent. I prefer this type of thing over speed, to be able to finish a race without incidents, without spins, without mistakes, so that he basically extracts the maximum result from himself in a sense.
Oh yeah, I mean, we did the the 2.5 hour Spa race in the Winter Cup. I can't remember how long it was, but Oliver, flawless drive. Wasn't the fastest, obviously, but I don't think he made a single mistake. And that's what you want from a driver.
Merrick's gone off. Merrick's gone off again. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
Merrick makes. I wasn't watching there. Sorry, but Merrick spins off at the penultimate corner. Oh, third to last corner, maybe. Yeah, just right behind Cron there. Just spins around into the wall. I don't know what to say, really.
See, this is the thing, like, Jace is obviously a very, very talented driver. I want to remind people that, but before I say anything negative, but he's, you could argue he's quite prone to making mistakes. Like, he puts himself in these situations where he's behind and he has to, overtake people and make a comeback drive very often.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. There's no disrespect to Jace here. He's definitely one of the fastest drivers in Challenger Split right now. Setting really impressive lap times, putting the practice in, getting the setups right, making in qualifying he does the laps when it counts, gets those positions. But yeah, and he has won a race or two this season, but it's just unfortunate. The little mistakes and they have massive consequences, puts you right back. And yeah, I think as you said, this is his first season here. He'll definitely learn from this. I imagine he probably will be in Master Split next season because he has the pace. Maybe a few mistakes, but then the speed is there. Because I think it's important to note as well, Maxi. You say you want a driver which is consistent, but then again, a driver which is maybe not the fastest, can they get that speed? Whereas a driver which is completely rapid might qualify a second ahead. Maybe they might be inconsistent, but if they can work on the consistency.
If it's that extreme, that applies. But for example, in this, the two of them are leading the Challengers Pit right now in terms of pace and points as well. And I don't want to be mean to Jace, but Jace over one lap, you could argue he's faster often. But I would still rather sign Oliver because he finishes races strong. He doesn't make many mistakes often. Not as many as at least.
Yeah,
Gibson saying everyone say it together.
Gibson just came into the pits, put on the C3 tyres. That will be him to the end of the race there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been...
And he has a pit stop in hand as well, so...
Williams pits as well, they pit at the same time.
Yeah, Williams in the pits too. Imagine he'll be on a very similar strategy.
Is pulling off the double stack.
Goes from the C3, there's that, onto the C3s again, I imagine. Oh, thank you, camera angles. Yep, he's on the C3 tyres, leaving the pit lane.
C3, and Gottman promoted up to second momentarily at least. Now,
yep.
I'm not sure he's on the C2, right? That is a C2 tire.
Yeah, he's on the C2. We've got 11 laps remaining. I doubt he'll be able to run them to the end. So I think he will have to pit again.
He did a very long first stint though on the C3s. He managed to take them about 18 laps. So maybe he's extending this to the end. He could.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, he's got an 8-second gap to Wilhelm, so we've got roughly 10 laps remaining. So 8/10 a lap, 9/10 a lap. If he can keep up that pace, would be able to keep the position. I think Merrick's trying to lap himself here.
I'd say it's worth trying in this position. If I was Ali, I would try and stick it out to the end. There's nothing to lose.
Yeah, definitely. He's only 5 seconds and then 14 seconds behind him again. He will have to stay roughly 8/10 a lap, within 8/10 a lap of Wilhelms, but Merrick behind on the new.
7.4 seconds now.
Yeah, well, I think Merrick behind is looking to unlap himself. I'm not sure if Gottman's being distracted or.
Stuck behind, I think.
Sorry.
I don't think he's happy with being stuck behind right now.
No,
he's losing.
Definitely, it can be unfortunate for Merrick here, but he kind of just has to sit there unless he can definitely, decisively make a move, get in front, and then start pulling away. But that might cost Gottman some time.
It's not helping Gottman either. I like having someone in your mirrors consistently, especially on a track like this. It's already quite stressful and a lot of pressure not to make a mistake.
Yeah, but you can see how close Merrick is. He actually looks to overtake. He is a lap down, so it doesn't really mean anything. But yeah, Wilhelm's just 6 seconds to Gottman now.
That's cost Gottman a little bit of time, I think. As Ole Gibson sets the fastest lap, 1:14.7. That is, I think.
Really incredible lap time for the race there on these new C3 tyres. Really pushing the car, pushing the tyres, and it's a really, really fast lap time for the race.
Yeah, that even in Challenger, that would put you quite well in qualifying as well. So it's very impressive lap time.
Yeah, Gottman behind 17.9. We'll see what Case does. 15.3. So we were saying he has to be 8/10, keep within 8/10. But it was 2 seconds that lap he lost. So might be quite hard work. But I think as the age-old saying goes, catching is one thing, passing is another. We'll see how it goes.
That's the thing, especially around this track. But we have seen overtakes so far this race, surprisingly so, considering the type of track it is. I think the section where you can overtake one of the corners is flat, so it does allow you to follow.
Yeah, it's just that the middle sector's the killer section, but the rest of the track is quite good for overtaking. You have nice wide open corners where you can take a few different lines. But Gottman Wilhelm's gap 4 seconds now. There's traffic in front of Gottman, and I think Wilhelms has a clear track until Gottman, so Be really difficult. Yeah, Gottman goes down the inside. One of the lap cars, he makes contact with him.
Oh no, that was never gonna work.
That's horrible. That was a lap car as well. That car has not been moving for blue flags the whole race.
Yeah, unfortunate to see. Obviously, Gottman did make a bit of a lunge on a lapped car, but you'd expect the lapped car to respect the fact you're there and just let you go sail through. But 1 second to Gottman there, that 5 seconds he had in hand, all gone. And old tyres compared to new C3s.
Probably damaged front wing as well. I can't tell right now.
He will have to make a massive defense here if he wants to keep second place right now.
Yeah,
He
super.
seems to be all fine for damage, I think.
Yeah, I think it was wheel on wheel, so he should be okay. The pace should still be there in the car, but the tyres maybe not. His case is just so close through this section. Great exit for Case there on the fresher tyres, already looking to the inside. Nothing he can do through this section, but he's already alongside.
Good defensive driving from Gottman there. But switching back though, they're very close there.
Yeah, that's the new tyres just winning there.
Yeah, really great move to get Wilhelms back up into P2 there. Gottman P3. Still not a bad result for him, but Liney is 1-2 once again.
In Owens, I think, at this rate, Owens might have a chance to get on the podium as well, since Gottman's tyres are really falling off at this point.
Yeah, the C1 strategy maybe paying off for Owens there.
Yeah, he's definitely asking a lot from the tyres. I think over 30 laps on those C2s is definitely on the upper end of what you'd want to be doing. Owens behind might just be able to catch. Only 8 laps remaining now, 7 laps remaining. So we'll have to be just over a second a lap, but we just saw how fast Wilhelms caught with the little incident from Gottman in the lapped car, and yeah.
Well, depends what pace Owens has left in those tyres at the end. Obviously, Gottman's tyres will feel worse and worse towards the end of the stint as well. So.
Yeah, Owens on the C1 tyres here. Bright pink helmet, which is quite distinctive in the blue car.
That's very true.
I like that very much. That's very nice. But yeah, the C1's really keeping up the pace. Just you can see visually through the corners, still very fast. 9 seconds to come in front. Sorry?
He's not catching that quickly though. It's still above 9 seconds the gap. As it was a lap ago, it was around 9.6 when they crossed the finish line before, I think.
Yeah, you can see Owens there into turn 1, brakes red hot, locks the front a little bit, runs a little wide, misses the apex. He's probably maybe not thinking, oh, it won't matter too much, but you do that every lap, every other lap, it's going to wear the tyres, you're going to slow down, you're going to lose time doing it, and then, yeah, any potential position you can gain from it isn't there. But maybe he's not thinking that, maybe he's just thinking, okay, I'm in 4th, I'm happy with 4th, my teammate in P5, 15-second gap to him, so... Yeah, everyone's different. Maybe he's not expecting to finish third. We're watching them, expecting, oh, he might be able to catch here. So everyone has different targets. Everyone expects different things.
Obviously, when you're driving as well, and you know kind of what's realistic and not. Us watching, we don't really know how much pace the guys have in them, but you as a driver probably know what lap times you can achieve. So, yeah, maybe as you say, he's thinking P3 not possible.
And what he needs is a message from Toto saying, "Come on now, push."
Yeah, I mean, Gottman did a 19 that lap, so the pace. Right, oh, Gottman's made a mistake in turn 1.
Oh, here we go.
I saw a lapped car off the track there. I'm not sure if he had another contact with lapped car or something, or he just avoided the lapped car that had spun in front of him. But that's put Owens just 1.2 seconds, 1.1 seconds behind him.
That's,
Well, yeah, it's definitely on for the podium. Well, that's commentator's curse right there, I think.
Yeah, you can see Gottman behind the lap traffic here. I'm not sure who that is. Does finally let him through before the S's, but importantly, Owens gets through as well. So now it's no car separating them, just 1 second gap, 1.3 seconds. Will he be able to make a move? Just 4 laps remaining now.
Gockman's got 2 cars ahead of him, Traffic, Hefner, and Kron. So that might play a part later down the line.
It's just a second, so he might even have the DRS this lap. I've already seen Gottman struggling with the tyres. It was the yellow flag for Williams. I think he just may have oversteered a little through the last corner there. I don't think any damage. Just who's round there? Oh, Herrera's round at the last corner. Just managed to keep it out of the way of Gottman and Owens there, but yeah, it's all going on in the last 4 laps now.
It is, as people in the chat have been saying, a war of attrition. Literally trying to stay on track in the spice rink.
Sorry, you can see Gottman here. He's being held up again by lapped cars. 5 tenths to Owens here.
Oh man, mate, I called it. I called it, didn't I?
We need to really, stewards need to be a bit more firm on those blue flag rules, because this is really affecting people's races, and especially Gockman has had really bad luck the whole race. The other blue car that he had an incident with the whole race was not.
Sorry, Gottman's gone wide. Owens is on the inside. Gottman stays in front for the time being, but it's only a matter of time, I think.
Yeah, it'd be quite funny. Well, not funny, but a coincidence that the other teammate is the one that held up Gockman.
Gockman just taking it so patient out of the last corner. A little bit of oversteer from both cars. Owens just 4 tenths. Will have the DRS. Gockman on the inside. So early. Owens not even looking for the slipstream as he goes round the outside. Massively outbrakes Gockman, but stays in front for the time being.
Very well done from Ali Gockman once again. He's very good on the defensive.
Yeah, really impressive defense there. I thought Owens would have him, just how much he closed in that braking zone, but yeah, Gockman stayed in front. Only 2 laps left now. See what he can do if he can keep that 3rd place. Just as we look further back, Merrick, after his 2nd or 3rd pit stop now, I think, is just 4 tenths behind Fox. Probably might be able to make a move this lap. He does have quite a big tyre advantage on the car in front. You can see he's so close out the last corner.
This will help keep Merrick ahead in the championship with Case.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I think Fox made a mistake there. As we go back to Gockman and Owens, into the last corner again, a little further back for Owens this time. Yeah, sorry, I think Fox made a mistake right in front of Merrick there. The camera's just switched, so we didn't see what happened, but Owens too far back to be able to do anything this lap. So, teammate off the track there, I think. Who that was. One of the other Supernal cars. 2 tenths here. You can see him drop back with the dirt, yeah, but got so much pace. Once he gets past, I think he'll just pull away maybe a second in a lap, you know. Monster exit through the S's, massively closing. Able to make a move here. Gockman defending the inside, but maybe after this straight, you'll be dumping the battery, using all the overtake button you can.
Yeah, Owen will be running out of chances soon.
Again, you see Owens close up so much in the braking zone, but then just nothing you can do on the outside of the track there. He locks up into the last corner. Drops back a little bit. That might have... I think we have 1 lap after this, but that was one of his chances, you know, gone because just a little wide in the last corner. Yeah, you'll have the DRS, but 8 tenths, nothing you can do from that far back.
Yeah, these are the moments that matter now, and I think this is Gockman showing his experience.
As Gibson starts the last lap of the race doing a 15.3, the rest of the field is all almost in the 17s apart from his teammate, so still relentless pace from Gibson, 43 seconds gap to his teammate on the final lap. Gottman runs a little wide there. Again, Owens closing in the braking zone, but there's nothing you can do. The track's so wide here, and so open, so many lines. You can defend the inside, get on the outside, but unless you can, you know, get clearly alongside, there's no real way to overtake. This might be his last chance as he comes into the last corner, locks up again.
Better exit this time, but still, no, that's not the one.
6/10 at the line. He's a little bit closer, but
I was going to say, Goffman got that perfect.
as we come on board with follow Oliver Gibson now at the last corner.
Oh, probably the only mistake he's made all race.
That's Gibson for P1, and then that's his 4th victory in a row now, I think, and that will seal Lioneers as the Constructors' Champion, which will put them up to Master Split next season. Wilhelm's here 40 seconds behind, so still a long way to go for him.
I sound a bit more excitable about it. Lioneers have actually just won the Challenger Split right now, so this is a huge congratulations for them. You know, they have practically dominated it in a sense, which, you know, wasn't always the case. As a case crossing the line in P2, a 1-2 for Lioneers. Brilliant way to seal the championship.
Owens so close to as he goes round. So Gockman finishes in 3rd. Owens just out the last corner, last lap spins. Nothing he can do to overtake. Just a little too ambitious on the brakes. Gockman in 3rd. Really fantastic job from him.
Very well done.
Yeah, I mean, Gockman will be a bit upset that he missed out on P2, but he won't be too upset, I think, after holding on to P3 like that. A bit questionable.
Very well. But yes, there we see some burnouts from Oliver Gibson, throwing up the smoke right there, and he's happy with sealing the constructors for Lioneers together with Case Williams. It's yeah, it's gonna be great to see them next season in Master Split. I'm very curious how they'll do, because as far as I know, they're keeping the same lineup for next season. So this means we get to really see how a team itself does in the Master Split when bumped up, which we haven't seen before, really.
Yeah, it's I know we have had teams, you know, people don't know, the winning Challenger Split team gets promoted. Their lineup can change, but yeah, the team itself gets promoted. Lioneers seem to be very happy with their lineup, clinching the championship with ease, as you said. We'll probably be keeping the same lineup, and it will be Case and Wilhelm. Case and Wilhelm. It will be Wilhelms and Gibson in Master Split next season. So congratulations to them for just completely dominating the season so far. And yeah, we'll go on to our interviews. Moment. First, we will bring Oliver Gibson, our race winner. Oliver, amazing job out there today at South Africa. Led almost every lap, if not every lap, I think, apart from the one where Case pitted. How was that from your point of view? Easy race?
From about halfway in, yeah, it was just getting it to the end. To be fair, Jace, I mean, on the first few laps, he was really pushing, so I kind of was a bit worried that he would catch me. But after that, yeah, it was just pretty easy, and I just didn't lead every lap because Case obviously did stuff. But yeah, and constructors as well, which is obviously very, very good. So very happy.
Yeah, definitely great job with the constructors there. As you just said, Case, obviously Jace had pole position. You starting just behind, managed to get in front into Turn one, was that something you thought about? I think you went around the outside of turn one. Was that even a possibility, or did it just kind of just happen in front of you and you found yourself there?
It was. I just found myself there. To be honest, the plan was inside. And then we both got kind of similar starts. So then I just was like, I'll try the outside, and I didn't think it would work, but it did. So that was very nice.
Kilgar, anything you want to ask?
Yeah, I mean, just to enlighten people watching and Alex also, was it always the plan to go ahead with two stop, or was it play it by ear?
I think I was always going to do a two stop, depending on how long the C2s last, which wasn't long. And I think Case's plan was one stop, which is why he qualified C2, and then we saw what the other guys did. So yeah, we decided to switch it, which obviously paid off.
Thank you for that. Well done. Congratulations to yourself and Lioneers. And yeah, keep up the good form.
Thank you. Thanks for streaming, guys.
Okay, should we get Case Williams in here? All right. Hi, Case. Congratulations on P2 and for, Lioneers stealing the championship. Sorry, I'm choking on my own words.
How do you feel about that case? The first time you win the constructors or any type of championship with Lanius, and also how do you feel about your team racing in Masters next season?
I don't have any words for it really. You know, Lioneer started out a couple of years ago with just me at the time, and then a friend of mine on Gran Turismo Sport. I made some basic livery for like a Mercedes GT3 thing or something. That's what all started out, and at the time I would never have imagined to be in a position where I currently am, to have a great team with some awesome drivers, to be getting these kinds of results. It's just I would have never, young me would have never even thought about anything like that. So yeah, it's just I can't describe it. It's amazing.
A lot of pressure heading towards Master Split next season. How are you going to cope?
Well, obviously we know that the master drivers are the top dogs, so I'm really curious to see how well we can put up a fight against the people. I'm not sure if we're going to be winning constructors that season as well, but we'll sure be putting up a fight. We're Lions. We like putting up a big fight.
Walk us through your race.
Well, I'll start it with qualifying. I think you guys know how that went. I'm so stupid. I forgot to enter the pits for refueling. So by the time I realized, I only had 0.2 liters of fuel left. So I was like, "Oh, maybe like push me back or something." But I only later realized that it's not really going to work because of the pit entry. So I guess I was kind of out there. I think I started P7, P8 or something like that. So yeah, I definitely had. Wasn't in the best of moods after that, but I stayed confident. The start wasn't also great either, because the cars were a lot closer to each other on the grid than they normally are. I think Cesar Herta ahead of me. I was still standing still as everyone else was going off. So I hit him, got front wing damage. That someone behind me hit me, so I had rear wing damage as well. So I was a bit off the pace on my first stint, but then I boxed. I had a different strategy. I started on the C2s. I wanted to see how well that would go. Eventually went on the C3s later. Those tires felt amazingly great to me. Nothing like I've ever noticed from them in the previous races. Which is I found really interesting. I had great pace with them. They were really good tires. Obviously, they lasted a little bit shorter, but they were pretty much the same as the C2s are normally are in the previous races. Normally, I praise the C2s on how good they are, but I guess this time the C3s took the show for us. But yeah, apart from that, it went really great. We we won the Challenger Split Team Championship. It's just wasn't a great start, but then it all became better and better. It was unfortunate from Jace that he had some bad luck this race. I was hoping to have a fight for him in this race, so yeah, really fortunate for him. But yeah, great race for me and also for Oliver as well, winning another time.
Well, you're only 9 points behind Jace now in the championship, so keep up the pressure. And once again, congratulations, and go celebrate now.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Oh, shit. Oh, I mean, sorry for the bad language. Case, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. What were you saying?
Thanks for commentating.
Thank you very much, man. don't know where to put him. I'll just drop him somewhere. Who else we got? That's it, isn't it?
I think so. That seems about it.
Okay.
Nobody else in the waiting for interview channel.
Alex shortly has to go practice for the race tonight. Or qualify even. Maxi, will you be popping in to commentate?
I might have to attend an event in about 10 minutes, so I don't think I will be commentating on the master split, but I will be watching from my phone.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's call it a day with this. Alex, are you still there?
Yes, hello.
Thoughts on the race tonight?
Yeah, I mean, really, really impressive job from Gibson. Really impressive job from Lioneers. Another one too. Finish that constructors championship with, the result you want. Tough race from for his rivals, but yeah, great race overall. Exciting to watch throughout.
Yeah, you're right there, and this should be exciting heading towards the next event. Obviously, the Master Split following the Challenger Split. More experienced drivers, faster grid, close driving. Just imagine that times 2. So yeah, stick around, guys, as we'll be going for a short break, and yeah, let's see what the Master Split drivers have learned from watching the Challenger Split race, eh? I've been Coco Trout. You've been joined by Alex Cochran and Maximilian Younger. You've been watching Formula Trout Challenger Split at the Kyalami. Did I pronounce that properly? Kyalami Grand Prix circuit.